Hey, what's up everybody? In today's video we'll be constructing this activity feed in our admin panel. So whenever user makes any changes, it will be reflected on activity feed. So we'll be using this package Spacy Laravel log to log all of the users activity and display it on our admin panel in view admin panel. So since we are using Beautify, and so we'll be utilizing one of the component on Beautify, like this timeline component, which will display the activity logs like so. Alright, so let's get started. So first off, we'll pull in this package composer require. So once that is done, in my case I've already installed, so once that is done, we'll need this activity log table where it will store all the logs. So for that we need migration. So the way we generate migration is publish this and it will generate the migration file. So let's go to just created table. So inside database migrations, create activity log table. So let's migrate it. PHP artisan migrate. Okay, so this is activity log table that is just created. Okay, after migration we can publish config file to alter some config variable. Alright, so here what we will do is we'll log modal events, like when some modal is created, altered. So we want to track those changes and display on activity log. So if we want to track like for example some model, we need to use this trait there. So in our case we got user model. Let's use here. So yeah, suppose if admin creates or any other user, so we'll track changes to user table for now. So if in future we got any other table, we'll use this trait as well. So logs activity, that's it. And here if you want to just log certain attributes, you can use like this. So you can put log attribute like this, or if you want to so we can do log fillable true. That will do log fillable. Okay, so if we do log fillable true, it will log all the fillable attributes, like changes to these attributes. Okay, that's it. And now let's change something and see if it logs on user table. Alright, so temporary I will disable that authorization. I'll just return true. So let's make change here, like web tab 2, and let's save it. Change let's see activity log table. Yeah, so first one is user created and then update it. Okay, so default subject ID is the user, causer ID, causer type. So if you can see here, it is not logging who caused these changes. So in documentation we need to use this it is said that we need to use this trait to our user model. Okay, so in our case the causer ID is null, because if we see our API routes, so whenever we make any change in our admin panel, like suppose we change this thing, so it is sending AJAX to these endpoints on API.php. So this uses the API driver. So we cannot use like that. Or if you want to do that, we need to go to config and activity log, config activity log, and we need to define here, we need to define auth driver. So auth driver will be like config auth. So here there are two kind of drivers, like token or session, basically web or API. So since we are not using token based authentication for our admin panel, we are just using the normal session based. So whenever user try to visit admin, we redirect them to login page. So only after login we direct them to this. So since our all our routes are session based, it is not good idea to put on this API. So what we'll do is we'll put these route on separate file. Let's create another file at the same location where routes API is. So let me duplicate this thing and let's call it admin. Yeah, let's just call it admin. So admin.php inside routes admin. Okay, so I'll get rid of these. Okay, we need to remove it from here because we already put it on admin.php. So now route not defined 404. Now we will register these route in route service provider. So like map API route, we'll create another one like map admin routes admin. Okay, let's leave it API for now. So middleware we'll be using web middleware and route admin.php. For now that should work. So if in future we want to make API, we will change this prefix to something else, like okay, for now just put it API. And if in future if we want to create other route like API routes, we'll change it to something else. Let's change it to API main for now. Yeah, okay. So after defining that, we need to call that on map function, like map admin routes. Okay, so no errors and our routes are working. And now if we make any changes like updated new user, and let's save it. There we go. Now let's see activity log. There we go. So now this time we got causer ID who caused this change. So other corrupted data, let's remove. Now our logging part is done. Next we need to set up the endpoint so that we can get all data related to activity. For that we'll need a controller. So let me create PHP artisan make controller activity controller. And here we'll create a method named, yeah, let's call it index, which will index all the activities of particular user. Alright, so we can do auth user activity. So it's not activity, it's actions. So it will return all the actions of this user. So let's return that and see what we got. And we need to define that route on admin.php activity controller. So now let's hit that endpoint activities. There we go. So we get this kind of data structure like log name, description, and yeah, actually the models that are changed by actually all the activities related to that user, particular user. So now we'll use this endpoint to fetch all data and display it using this component. So let's go to our code, and so first we'll go to routes.js. I think we have put that on app.js. So currently all routes are inside here, and let's define a new route, admin activities. Let's import, or let's create that activities, and let's create that component inside pages, resources, js, pages. Okay, so here we'll create new view component named activities. So here, let's test first, admin/activities. So that component is loading, and let's use, okay, let's copy this timeline. Okay, behind the scenes I have set up this activities component with this layout, which looks like this. Okay, so here currently there is dummy data, will populate with data from this endpoint inside script. So currently we got dummy data. We'll pull in when component is created. So we'll do the axios get, let's call it activities. So that will be the array activities activity. So this color option key is fine, template. So we'll display text as, so this will be the time of created at time, created at, and this will be, for now let's just put description. So activity dot, so after we got data, response dot data, we'll assign that to activities response dot data. Okay, so in controller we are loading actions, so we also load this relationship called causer, so which you can find inside activity model. Inside this, here is a relationship defined called causer, which will load this causer, so name of that, so that we can display here, we update it. Okay, let's go to activities.view, and here we'll display like active type. Okay, so that's pretty basic activity feed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.